Thinking is hard. Welcome to ETC. My name is Josh, and I'm here with my beautiful wife,
Bailey.
And you just got your hair did.
Mm-hmm.
You got your hair dyed.
Yes, I did.
Oh my God, it looks so gorgeous.
Yes, queen.
So
It's
exciting.
copper or gingery copper. Yes, it's amazing. So today we're actually going to make this episode kind of short because we had
plans.
We did have plans, and we saw y'all's request for interview, and we had a plan for it, but it ended up not working out because we showed up.
We missed it.
We missed it. So we'll have to make the next one.
Yeah, we'll have to do it another time. Now,
So-
if we get the opportunity to do interviews like soon, we'll try and do them.
Yeah.
But the big one we had planned, we whiffed.
Yeah.
Total miss. So
Yeah, and it was kind of my bad because I had scheduled my hair appointment on the same day.
I mean, we didn't know
But-
about the event that we wanted to go to get these interviews until after she had scheduled that.
Mm-hmm.
So it just kind of didn't work out the way
Yeah.
we thought it would.
Yeah, another one we wanted to go to was too far, and then they ended
And
by the
they
time
ended
we
it
were
before,
looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So instead of that, we're gonna actually do similarly to 2 episodes ago, where we answered a few questions. We're actually going to do the same sort of thing, but we're gonna do Reddit posts, and it's the "Am I the Asshole" Reddit.
Subreddit. Yeah, it's kind of a
Subreddit.
popular
Yeah, it's
podcast
really
topic,
really
actually.
popular. Yeah.
Is going through the Am I the Asshole subreddit. But it's a good time, so we thought we might want to do it too.
Yeah, and
So-
it's fun, and we can, respond in ways that we would like, oh, or is that person,
You an asshole or not.
Yeah.
Jerk.
So we have 4 Am I the Asshole posts that we'll be reading.
We're going to jump right in. Am I the asshole for telling my friend the cashier is only nice to him because it's her job? So, there's a new cashier at a local grocery store, and she's admittedly good looking and nice. I, male 23, was shopping with my male 24 friend a while ago, and ever since then, he's been ecstatic about going there. He's obviously into her, and he's going on and on about how she's into him. The thing is, she's just being nice to him. She's nice to me too. It's her job, right? My friend has been saying things like he's learning her schedule and she always makes his day. He also wants to ask for her number. I tell him that the only reason she's being nice to him is because it's her job. He's a customer. She's nice to everyone. And he needs to get over his obsession. He got really upset, called me an asshole, and said I'm really jealous. And so I work in an adult shop, right? I get a lot of weird customers. I've experienced harassment at work, and even more so has my female coworkers. So I know what it feels like, and I've seen real stalker behavior. We can't have our girls closing alone because some people wait outside just to be creeps. Just to tell this to my friend to explain my reasoning, he needs to respect this girl's workplace. He still doesn't get it. He said he'd never be one of those, that he knows she's into him too, and I'm trying to steal her by being a nice guy. He basically stopped talking to me just because I told him to be respectful. I mean, sure, she could very well be into him, but let her take the lead then. Am I an asshole for saying all that? I don't really think I am, but a couple of our friends said it's none of my business and I should let him figure it out himself.
Okay. So I think he is a stalker, or being a little bit of a stalker, and
His
friend is being a stalker, because as soon as he said, and I'm sure you guys caught that when I made that face on the camera, as soon as he said, I'm learning her schedule, I was like, that's kind of creepy, especially if he never asked for her schedule and he's just like coming in and like just like walking around the store kind of, and he hasn't made a move yet. I mean, the first thing you could do is, and I don't know, maybe I'm too forward, but make a move before it looks creepy, because it's starting to be kind of creepy.
If you think
I
she's
don't think
into
he's
you,
I don't think he's an asshole
then
to
ask
tell him.
her. Then ask her.
I don't think he's an asshole to tell him that.
No. His
I
friend
think
deserves to be told
now-
that he needs to chill the hell out.
I will say there was one part where I was like, yeah, he could have not said that. I just don't remember. You know what? No, scratch that. Yeah.
None of it. He's not being an asshole.
No, he's not at all.
His friend is into this girl, obviously, and he's very much into her, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
However, the way he's going about it
It's
can
creepy.
lead to
It's so creepy.
While there may have been the opportunity, if you go creepy about it, there's not going to be a relationship there, or at least a healthy one.
No.
So
and also
he needs to chill out.
He doesn't know how old she is.
Oh yeah.
That
I
could
don't
also
know.
be, yeah.
But like his friend needs to chill out. The
Yeah, he needs to
author
chill.
of this post is not the asshole.
He's not the
Definitely.
asshole. Nope.
He's trying to look out for this girl because he has personal experience with
Working at
with his female coworkers receiving harassment.
yeah.
And sure that his friend isn't going to necessarily harass her and do something intense, but I mean harassment is not just one thing. It's a wide spectrum of things. So
well, just like you said, he
out.
needs to respect the girl's workplace.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of a safe space
dude,
for her to go and just do her job and then leave. She's being nice to everyone. Everyone. She has to. So she's doing her job and that's it. Then
what I would tell if that was my friend, I'd be like, dude, if you really think she's into you, ask her out on a date.
Yeah.
If she says no,
ask for her number.
then you have your answer.
But it's creepy for him to go up to the her register every time.
Yeah. If she hasn't told you that she likes seeing you around, then she might not be into you.
I'm sure she's like, you again.
I was like, you again. Hi.
Ah.
Hi. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I hope your day's nice. Okay. Should we move on to the next one?
Yep.
Okay.
Ah. Yes. This is the one I wanted to read.
The title of this one is...
So this one is, am I the asshole for telling my wife to shut up during labor?
It's exactly what I thought it was. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Don't read it. Okay. First of all, I, female, was pregnant and I gave birth 2 days ago. I
guessed it.
First of all, I, female, was pregnant and gave birth 2 days ago. Our first child was from my wife's pregnancy, and we decided that this time it would be me who would give birth to our daughter. My wife had a natural, home, and humanized birth. It was a unique but extremely terrifying moment. Of course, like as so. It would. I was in doubt about which birth I would like to have because I was very afraid of the natural and of the pain. But my wife encouraged me and said that it was a unique moment without demeaning cesarean mothers, which is when you get a C-section. And that was worth every second. So I decided to have a natural and humanized but hospital birth. When my water broke and I went to the hospital, out of encouragement, she didn't push or stay on top, I decided to go ahead without anesthesia. Oof. Do you know hell? I played rock, paper, scissors and lost best of 3 with the devil and came back. It was a lot of pain, and the expulsion phase, oh my god. I just followed it because I hate needles and it's enough. At the end, I didn't want a needle in the back. Just to justify, I would have a panic attack at the beginning if I asked for anesthesia, but it would be at the beginning. But in the end, with the panic attack, it is not possible. I'm not really understanding that part.
Sentence is a doozy.
Yeah, I'm not really understanding that part, but it's okay. My wife was wonderful, honestly, but due to the stress of childbirth and the pain, she was irritating me a lot, saying, go strong, OP, go on, you're strong, just a little longer. And when she said, can you take a little more pushing, I just said, shut up, I'm just like this because you decorated and flowered this birth for me.
Oh, the wording is different. The wording is odd, the way she explains it. I think because decorated and flowered is like, you hyped this up for me.
She went quiet and our daughter was born after a while. I honestly forgot I said that, and it was really a moment and in a lot of pain, but I noticed she was weird with me after when we went back to the house. After one day of silent treatment, I asked her why she was like this, and she got mad saying, don't you know? You told me to shut up at the birth of our daughter. I was so embarrassed and almost ruined the moment. I even apologized and explained that it was purely for the moment, but she is super upset with me. Am I the asshole? Extra, the birth wasn't that traumatizing for me, by the way.
No. Straight up.
No, because I'm not going to lie. If you were saying stuff like that to me, I'd be like, stop. Like, literally, please stop.
Yeah.
I really don't want you in my ear. Like,
oh, no.
Like, I'm sure she was being very supportive, which is great. But, like, I just don't want someone in my ear, like, looking at me like I'm on the football team, you know, like, cheering me on. Like, I really don't need it. I don't need it.
Yeah, so when
I just want you to hold my hand, or, like, my mom to hold my hand or something. I don't need the extra voice, you know, because I'm already going through it. So that's a no for me. Like, she wasn't being an asshole for that. I think, to be honest, the wife was
a little bit,
because she kind of threw it back. Like, so the wife who was giving birth was annoyed with her because she was just saying extra stuff to hype her up and stuff, and then she clapped back because she's in labor and she's already in pain. So I mean, that's kind of what give and take. And then she got mad at her because she was mad at her just in the moment. So it was kind of just like a narcissist kind of reverb type.
So when you first read the title of this one, am I the asshole for telling my wife to shut up during labor? Like, it sounds awful. Like, out of context, am I the asshole for telling my wife to shut up during labor? Like coming out of my mouth specifically as a dude, you'd think this is, a guy telling his wife to shut up while she's birthing their child or whatever. But
they really did good job with the
Then
title.
I told Bailey, watch, it's going to be a lesbian couple that is having a child. And sure enough, it was.
It was.
and it kind of was the situation I thought it was, where OP, the original poster, is the one doing the birthing, and without anesthetic, is your first flag. She's gonna be, adrenaline is pumping, her body's going in shock. She's not having a good time. So I think she has every right to say whatever the fuck she wants in that moment.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes to get her
I'm
through
not
that
gonna
moment.
lie. Whether you
say it.
Yeah, I was gonna say whether you did no anesthesia, no anything, or you did all of it and you're still feeling it, because you will, in that moment I'd still say that was fine.
Yeah, I think OP's wife took it a little too much to heart.
She should know. She had a kid too, and she did the same thing.
She took it too personally. Like, OP was in the moment, was pissed because she was in pain.
Now I will say, maybe her love language is words of affirmation, so she thought that, this is her first time going through it, so maybe she would like the same because she did it for me, sort of thing. But it did not work out, as you can tell.
I think OP's wife needs to chill. Yeah, needs to get over it. Really, like,
she needs to get over herself.
Like, I would imagine the people that work in a hospital hear some wacky fucking shit.
Oh, I bet.
When people are giving birth.
We watched Sister Wives, and remember when he asked the doctor about getting the other wife pregnant?
Oh my God.
And it was the other wife giving birth at that same moment, and he was like, "Oh, what about my other wife?" And the freaking doctor. The doctor looked right at him and was like, shouldn't you be focusing on the one wife you have here right now?
Currently giving birth.
It was just so weird. It was like, Are you kidding me right now?
Look, I'm sorry, OP's wife. It's really not that embarrassing. I'm sure they hear awful things.
Like, we're breaking up after this.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that.
Or calling them out for cheating a long time ago or something. Like, OP's wife needs to chill. Yeah. She really does.
All right, we are going on to the next one. Am I the asshole for announcing my retirement? My husband and I have been saving aggressively and working hard since we were in our 20s, and we are both in our early 40s so we can retire. We didn't pull the trigger for a while, but now time seems right to quit our jobs. And I walk dogs occasionally for fun and extra income, and mostly garden and hike on my free time when he's working on personal app development projects, which is kind of cool. That's cool.
That's fun.
A few months ago, we were hanging out with friends and I mentioned I'd quit my job, and one of my old friends asked me why, and I told her I had enough saved and I'm going to be doing more things I actually want to do, like walk dogs. She said, "Good for you," but in a really weird way, and started ignoring me in favor of talking to everyone else. After that, if I wanted to go shopping or something and invite her, she would say she was busy, and I was confused because she's always up to do girls' night at least. Finally, she called me after I sent her a text asking if she wanted to get coffee and telling me we didn't have anything in common anymore now that my life was perfect. The only thing I'd mentioned about my life was that I could save enough to walk dogs, and she knew it was my goal for years. She never seemed to care when I told her my goal was to save and retire early. We were coworkers for my first job, and we ended up leaving around the same time and stayed friends. Am I the asshole for telling my friend to quit my job? No, you're not the asshole for telling your friend that you quit your job. She's the asshole for...
Your friend's an asshole.
Yeah, your friend's so mean. I would be so happy for my friend. Yeah, of course. I'd be envious. Of course I'd be envious. Because that, like, who do you know retires at 40? Seriously. Like, name someone, please.
Yeah, they're in a very fortunate position. But
you still be like, wow, that's awesome. You like, basically gave up your 20s, and now you can live forever, the last however many years you're alive, to do whatever you want because you did it, like, that's awesome.
You worked hard.
Yeah, you worked hard.
It sounds like OP's friend is not actually her friend.
No, you know what? And I saw a Facebook thing where it's like, be careful of your friends. And there was like a picture of, or like, be careful who you're friends with. And there was a picture of, it was like a meme type picture. So it was like, they were at a basketball game. And the friend, like the nice friend, I guess, was in the front watching the game. And the other one was like looking at the back of her head and like giving her a really mean look. And it was just like, be careful who you're friends with, because something like, you don't know who is your real friend. And it's like, Because you could tell your friend stuff. Seriously, like she told her friend that her dream was to walk dogs and do that because she didn't want to really work her whole life, which I totally understand. And at the point, she's like, oh, yeah. And then it's really happening now. Yep. And she's like, oh, so you're perfect now.
Well, her friend is probably working, and is probably, if not still saving up for something else, or maybe is having a hard time with things. But I think there is a stigma against those with wealth and those that treat their wealth responsibly. But if your friend has saved up $1 million so they can retire, be happy for them. Like they finally they've gotten out of the rat race a little bit. They still have to worry about money. They're still an average person. So like, why are you so upset?
And for you to sit there and be like, oh, we don't have anything in common anymore because I'm walking dogs. Because
I'm retired?
Because I'm retired? Like, because I don't work Monday through Friday, but you do? Like, what? That doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah. Like, you can't like the same things because you're retired. I don't know. That just seems like she just doesn't want to be friends with her because she's just, like, envious of her. Yeah,
envious of the situation. It isn't really her friend. So, OP is definitely not an asshole. And OP's friend, you probably should just stay away from OP's friend.
Yeah. No.
Because she sounds bitter.
Let's read the comments on this one, actually, since this one was pretty short.
Okay.
So this one, there's a few comments, actually. Someone said, not the asshole. Congrats on the early retirement. Go enjoy your life without shitty friends who drag you down.
Yep.
That's so good. Sometimes people we are closest to can't be happy for us. They resent other successes instead of celebrating it. I believe that.
Yeah.
I think that's
you
very
need to find friends
good.
That will celebrate your success. Not like the small successes in your life, like the big successes.
Yeah.
Like you are doing well and they celebrate you.
And they're not like, what about me?
Yeah.
Why are you doing good and I'm not? And they just like hate you because you're doing good and you're living their dream. It's like you can work on yourself and do the same thing. So. Slowly but surely. We all have different paths. We get at the same destination differently. So, all right.
Am I the asshole for not wanting my mom to show my embarrassing videos? Hey guys, long story short, my mom loves to tell all the embarrassing things I did as a kid. And of course, she thinks it's funny, quirky, or cute. To me, it's not. I feel like an idiot, and I know it's dumb, but I don't like it. Today, she wanted to show my boyfriend some embarrassing videos when I was a kid, and I didn't want that. Listen, I trust my boyfriend, and I know he won't make fun of me, but it makes me uncomfortable. I told her not to do it. She said it's nothing bad because I was a kid. I told her once again I didn't like those videos, and she continued and started saying how I was the worst and how she can't count on me. WTF. What? So yeah, that's it. Am I the asshole for not wanting to show my embarrassing videos?
All these posts, I swear to God, you're not. It's them. It's all of them.
It's your mom.
What is going on?
Boundaries. It sounds like you didn't have boundaries as a kid.
You weren't allowed. No,
you weren't allowed. Boundaries.
She doesn't have boundaries. She wasn't allowed to have boundaries. It sounds like it.
It sounds like your mom has
she can't count on me. That's so like I keep saying the word narcissist.
That's gaslighting.
That's so gaslighty. I hate it.
Yeah, your mom, OP's mom, needs to
chill out.
Learn boundaries.
Chill out. Literally, you want to show your why are you trying to embarrass her?
Yeah.
Are you unhappy?
I mean, definitely there's things I did as a kid that I'd be embarrassed of.
Yeah.
I mean, and may or may not want other people to see it. Now, I'd probably let Bailey see him because, I know that. But, it would be uncomfortable still. And, her mom needs to learn some
for real. That person's
boundaries.
That person's mom. So, the last one we're going to do is... Am I the asshole for telling my husband I won't cook for him again if he chose to eat his coworker's meal over mine? Hear me out. My husband, Jesse, 31, has been bringing home meals that his female coworker, Nellie, cooks for him. Now, I'm not the best cook, and Jesse's made it clear, but he still eats what I cook every day. What I noticed with Nellie was that she tends to take every opportunity to point out how weak and tasteless my cooking is. Jesse would say nothing except steer the conversation towards something else they both relate to while I'm sitting there wallowing in misery thinking about what she said. Also, she once asked what was another chore I was good at, and Jesse said ironing his suits. And she, in response, joked about having him send her a suit of his so she could see how good she is at ironing too. I rolled my eyes hard, but at least Jesse agreed that that was weird. Why is she trying to one-up someone's wife?
Trying to steal your man.
The heck? Last week, Jesse came home with a new meal she cooked. I told him I already cooked dinner and asked what he was going to do with the meal. He told me he was going to eat it for dinner. Not gonna lie, I was a bit irritated, and he must have noticed because he said he promised Nellie he would eat whatever she made him for dinner. I was baffled, completely baffled at this. I told him one thing and one thing only. I told him that if he chose to eat Nellie's meal over the dinner I cooked him, then this would be the last time I cooked for him. He started moaning about how I was being unfair and putting him in a rough place. How was it a rough place? What? He stalled and didn't give me a clear answer till I saw him walk past me later when I set the table and prepared dinner and put her meal in the microwave. I felt so awful, I almost cried. Then I told him that from now on, I won't cook for him anymore since he made his choice. I obviously pissed him off because he went off calling me childish and pathetic to make this about my ego. I got up from my chair and I told him I owed him nothing and that he made this decision and so did I. He snapped and said that this was ridiculous and that Nellie was just doing a nice thing for him, while my behavior was disgraceful and disgusting. He then went into the bedroom and I rushed after him, but he shouted, "Leave me the fuck alone." Then proceeded to shut the door and hasn't been speaking to me after that. His mom knew about the argument and called begging me to be more patient and not make any decisions I might regret later. She agreed that Nellie was overstepping and firmly believes she's the problem, and so I should be hard on her son. But mother-in-law is extremely biased, meaning in her eyes, her son is a saint who can do nothing wrong. So that's that. I feel like I overreacted and I really messed up when I pushed him like that.
Nope.
No. No, you didn't. You did not.
So it sounds like your husband doesn't respect you.
It sounds like your husband doesn't respect you, and
it sounds like Nellie's trying to steal your man.
For real? Did you? I wonder if I could clean his suit better than you can. Okay, really? You're gonna say that about someone's wife right in front of them?
Yeah, that's
for real.
I
would be so sad. I'd be like, really?
I think you'd want to sit
right here.
You'd want to sit down with your husband and be like, "You understand that Nellie is trying to take you from me, right?"
I know. I literally would be like,
Do you see the writing on the wall
see
here?
That?
I mean,
he's
first of all,
oblivious. So she may be disgraceful and disgusting, but he's oblivious and stupid.
Yeah, he's not respectful at all.
Sorry, I'm screaming into the mic, but seriously, no, you're not the asshole. Again, for the last time, he is the asshole. Every single person that we've read about so far, it's not been the person writing the post.
Yeah.
See, that's how you know they're not the asshole sometimes. Is when they're the ones writing the post about it. Okay, obviously there's some that they are, and we haven't read one of those, which if we have time we can.
Okay.
But most of these that we've read, the person is did I do something wrong? They're questioning themselves, and the other person's probably just sitting there I did nothing wrong.
I am the greatest.
Yeah. Come on now.
She should be good cook for me. Me big man. Me bring home bacon. You cook bad.
Oh my God. We watched one TikTok actually about Am I the Asshole episode. And it was about how the guy came home from working late, which for him apparently 2:45, 3 o'clock in the morning was really late. And came home and woke his wife up and said he's hungry and he wants to eat. And she's like, "I'm so sorry I didn't make you dinner because you've been saying for the past few days that you're at work late and that you're going to eat dinner there." So that's an automatic red flag.
She's not responsible for your eating.
Yeah. And then I forgot what he said about her.
She's your wife, but she's not responsible for making you food all the time.
Yeah. And then because she had just had a baby with him. I think she said 2 days prior. And then he started acting weird towards her and started working later and whatever. And so he was mad that she wouldn't make him anything. And so he said that she was overweight and that she was eating too much. What kind of, why, what? Stupid. Anyway.
Yeah.
So we should read an asshole one.
You want to find one where they're
so we're
actually the asshole?
Yeah. And it'll say it too.
Okay, now this is the last one.
All right, this is the final one. Hope he's the asshole.
You want me to read it?
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for not siding with my wife who wants to be in the house during my daughter's birthday party? Note, where I live, the legal drinking age is 19. I have 3 kids. Ben, 15 male, Zach, 17 male, and Mia, 19 female. Mia is turning 20 at the end of June. Back in April, she asked me and my wife, her mom, if she would be allowed to throw a house party for her birthday. We asked how many people she wanted to invite. Mia said she wasn't sure about the exact number, but would be a big party, maybe around 50 people. She also asked if we would be willing to spend the night at a family member's house so she could have the house to herself for the night. My wife and I said that we could talk about it closer to her birthday, but that it should be fine. Last week, Mia came to us and showed us the planning she had done. Wow, impressive. Theme, budget, the invitations she designed. Man, organized. She also said she called her aunt, my sister, to ask if our family could spend the night at her new house, and my sister happily agreed to it. My wife said that wouldn't be necessary because she and I would be staying at home for the party. Mia reminded her that we'd said it would be fine for her to have the house. My wife said that we had changed our minds and didn't feel comfortable leaving her alone with her friends. I have no issue with being out of the house. Mia is responsible, never gotten in trouble during high school, and has a good group of friends. Her boyfriend throws parties frequently throughout the year. She's always made sure to arrange a sober driver to get her there and back. Her boyfriend's parents had never had any issues, and the people would be at Mia's party are a similar group. Obviously, I'll worry because I'm her dad. That's natural. But I trust her to throw a safe party on her own, and I trust that if something happens, she'll call. I told my wife all of what I just mentioned, and I also pointed out that my sister only lives a 25-minute drive away. She wouldn't be far if something happened. Also, we're good friends with multiple neighbors who we could ask to keep an eye on the house just in case. That night, my wife and I got into a big argument about it. She's insisting that being at home to supervise the party because she didn't trust young teenagers when they're drunk.
What?
The whole household is a disaster. My wife is angry with me, and Mia won't talk to her mom unless they're actively arguing. Usually, we try to tackle things as a duo, but I refuse to take my wife's side on this. I think Mia will resent my wife/us if we stay for the party, and even if she doesn't, I want her to be able to have a fun birthday without being stressed or upset that her parents are looking around. Her birthdays are usually spent with just family and a couple friends, so this would be her first big celebration. Am I the asshole? Edit, I want to say that we never explicitly agreed to Mia getting the house to herself when she first asked. We also never said no. Either, I think it's also a bit unfair to let her do weeks of planning just to change up on her when my wife could have said something earlier. So this one has actually been marked as the asshole, and I don't know.
Hold on.
It's a complex situation.
Am I the asshole for not setting with my wife who wants to be in the house during my daughter's birthday party? Yeah, I don't really know.
I mean, I understand the wife's concern.
Yeah, partly yes for him. I'd be upset if you had sided with. I don't even know if I would be upset. I would just be like, but I also understand. Yeah, it's really hard to think. So I'd be upset if you were like, well, we already told her that she could have the house. It's like, well, where was I in this? Like, I didn't say yes, you know. So like him making plans for her to have it because she had made all these plans and stuff is awesome, but you never know who's invited to the parties. Yeah, you know the group of friends, but there's also friends of friends of friends.
Yeah.
So, and he's not actively doing anything to make the household come back together. He's just kind of letting it all like, oh, the household is a disaster.
I think he's kind of asking for help here almost.
He is, but he got marked. So I wonder, what's your opinion first? And I'm going to go through the comments.
So I think you could definitely compromise in this situation. You might be able to find somewhere else to stay. Maybe a neighbor is willing to be nice enough to let you stay. Or maybe you are allowed to visit. You know, you work out with your daughter. Hey, can we come by at this time? Can we just come by at midnight to say hello or something? You know, I think a compromise could be made. I can't say he's the asshole, but they also didn't make any promises to the daughter, and I understand the wife's concern. So I don't think he's the asshole, but it definitely could have been handled a little differently. So what are they saying in the comments?
They're saying that he's the asshole, and they're saying that they're crazy for making them, or they're saying that the parents are crazy for just allowing a bunch of 19-year-olds to be at the house by themselves without any supervision. Even if they're drinking age, they're still 19, turning 20. But
I don't know. Every house party that I've been to has not been that awful. Now, that's because I had band friends.
Josh,
but
I will say this right now. We're not going to go stay somewhere else because our daughter or son wants to have a party. We'll go upstairs if we have an upstairs, or we'll go in our room because they're not going to be allowed in our room. So whatever we can do to stay out of their way, I'll grab food, a movie, wine, bottle, something. We'll hang in the room, or we'll go out. But I'm not specifically staying somewhere else. I'm sorry.
No.
But in my eyes, there's not really an asshole here.
I mean,
it's just kind of a sticky situation.
Technically, if you want to think about it this way, they're all adults there. All those 19-year-olds, they're not kids, they're adults. They're over the age of 18.
But do they all live on their own? Do they all pay bills?
I mean, probably not.
Probably
no,
not.
But
yeah, they don't.
they're not completely
not
responsible, but they are all adults.
And I think, I mean, there are some.
We're not talking about 16-year-olds here.
There are some comments in here that are a little like overboard, like, oh, like you guys are gonna be drinking, and like there's no consent when you drink, and so things could go bad very easily with no people watching. It's like, oh my god. Okay, we're not thinking that deep, but it's true. It can happen. Yeah. But I don't think there should be someone lurking around.
Staying home.
Lurking around her party, but I don't think there should not be someone there. Just.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think there could be a compromise that can be made.
Yeah, I don't think staying at someone else's house, whether it's your sister or not, is a good compromise. And especially, like, low key, my mom would be so mad at me if I just called my aunt and was like, "Hey, can mom and dad stay at your house because I need the house?" You know what I mean? Like that's low key, like fast track how it went. It's like you asked for I don't know, maybe I'm just overthinking this, but like the daughter asked for the parents to stay somewhere else before she even asked the parents to stay somewhere else. She already had a plan for them to stay somewhere else. I just think that's I think she could possibly be. So I don't know. I don't want to say the moms always like they know stuff, but they are more what's the word? Like they just detail oriented, or maybe they just see more stuff. So they're just like, no. Like they're always just saying no. And dad's just like, yeah, why not? We'll stay somewhere. Uh-huh.
Well, I think
some dads are like that, and some moms are dope. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent that doesn't need to happen. So
I think a compromise could be made where the way I could see a good compromise working, but it depends on the person, would be like, yes, we stay at the sister's house or whatever, but we're going to come visit, or one of us will visit once or twice, sing you happy birthday.
No.
And then we leave.
Yep. Depends on the person, and you're married with the wrong person. Nope. No, we're not leaving.
I don't think this situation would ever happen, but
we'll just go in the room. We'll just go in our room, and we won't bother them, her and her friends. We won't bother them. We won't embarrass them. Nothing. I will literally, if I need to go out, I'll just go out, grab whatever I need, and come right back. But I'm not leaving our house. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. I don't trust people nowadays.
I mean, with 50 people, it does get a bit
That's
much.
a lot. Yeah, that's a lot of people.
I think it was closer to 20 than I would have much of a problem.
And how big is the house?
Yeah, it also depends on the side of the house.
Anyway, so yeah, I think no one's the asshole in the situation. I just think that it's just a sticky situation.
Yeah, I don't know. They're saying, yes, you're the asshole, but I don't know if he's the asshole.
No, I think
he's just trying to keep to his word that he thought he had made when they'd first talked about it with the daughter.
Right, and I think that's why they're saying he's the asshole as well, is because he made the word, but the wife he did not agree to that.
In his mind, he'd made it a promise that would happen, but the wife did not. The wife was probably the one that said, yeah, we'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about it later. And I do see his point of view where he says at the end, it'd be unfair to let her do weeks of planning just to change up on her when my wife could have said something earlier. I do see that. I mean, I understand, but sometimes you get to thinking and you're like, ooh, this is not a good idea. And then you have to break it to them, unfortunately. But it's not that bad. It's really not. Just go in your room. And if people are staying the night. See, that's the part I'm a little confused about. Because, why are you staying at... Is it a night thing? Does it go throughout the whole night?
I'm sure they'd go home at some point. 2 a.m. the next morning.
So it's a giant sleepover for anyone? Pretty much?
I'm sure everyone would go home around 2 a.m. or something.
So why does anyone need to stay the night somewhere?
Well, the parents would stay the night so they're not driving back to the house at 2 a.m.
Okay. Yeah, that does make sense.
Well, I think that ends this episode. That was the last Am I the Asshole post that we're going to be looking at today. It was thought-provoking.
Mm-hmm. I think this is our last episode of season 1. So episode 10 will be just a bunch of bloopers from season 1. And I think we'll probably take like a 2-3 week break so we can plan some season 2 episodes. And yeah, so we will see you guys in June.
Yep. See you next time
June.
on
ETC. Bye. See you soon.